everyone, PushingUpRoses here, and welcome to another jaw-dropping episode of That Time on Murder, She Wrote, the #1 Murder, She Wrote review series on the internet. Today we're looking at an episode from Season 7 called Ballad for a Blue Lady, and I was drawn to this one after reading that it guest stars Florence Henderson and her very questionable attempt at a southern accent. Also featuring denim, sparklies, big hair, one of the worst detectives I've ever seen on the entire show, belts that look like fanny packs, and special guest star Jimmy Dean, who is known for breakfast sandwiches and breakfast sandwiches only. We begin our tale in Nashville, Tennessee. Jess has a friend there because of course she does. She knows like 2 billion people. Played by Mrs. Brady herself, Florence Henderson. This is Patty Sue, and she is a country singer who only speaks in weird figures of speech.
Well, how long has it been? 10 years?
Longer than a Billy Goat's menu.
You know, I feel such a perfect fool. I didn't recognize you at first.
Well, probably because I've changed the color of my hair and a few other things more times than the moods of a groom on his wedding day. I declare I fixed enough ice cream here for General Lee's army. My mouth's as dry as a cotton ball and a...
She and her musician friend, Billy Ray Parker, played by character actor Sheb Woolley, pick up Jess at the airport in the most ostentatious clothes you've ever seen. Am I seeing a paisley shirt with a leather jacket over it, an off-white hat, and a bolo tie? This man's a mess. I almost thought Patty Sue looked okay until I noticed that her hat is way too small for her head. That is definitely a toy hat covered in sparklies. Jess asks how Patty's husband, Bobby Diamond, is doing, and she says,
ornery as ever.
And because her accent is bad, I swear she said horny. We cut to Bobby Diamond, another famed musician, arguing with his producer, Mark Behringer, about a song he wants a new singer to cover.
Bobby, the song is a dinosaur.
Ooh, which one? Like a T-Rex? Holy shit, look at this bolo tie! That's like the mother of all bolo ties! Anyway, Mark criticizes Bobby's classic songs for being outdated and says the new act needs something more energetic to sing. Jessica gets to Patty Sue's house where she has good memories of staying there when she was younger.
10 years ago, I remember coming down that staircase there.
Mark?
This episode made me realize something important. It seems like Jess never gets to finish her sentences. I swear, she's about to recall something and is always interrupted by some rube. I want to hear more about the staircase. Patty Sue goes to comfort Bobby after he's left feeling unappreciated by Mark. Go ahead, Florence, give us that southern accent.
Oh, now take it easy, darling. You're gonna have a coronary.
They're interrupted by a phone call.
Hello.
Is it me you're looking for? It's Bobby's daughter and Patty Sue's stepdaughter, Alice.
Don't you use that tone of voice with me, Alice.
And don't think I didn't notice the 2 Brady Bunch names in this episode, Bobby and Alice. I can't decide if I think that's intentional or not. They're pretty common names, but Patty Sue says the name Alice so many times you would think this was a Brady Bunch episode.
Why, thank you, Alice. Why, certainly, Alice. Thank you, Alice.
And now I would like to show you the best way to answer a phone. Bobby talks to his daughter briefly, expressing anger about Mark, and she tells him not to worry as they have him in an airtight contract. We see her in the office with some guy named Preston, who is their legal counsel. Alice asks him if they for sure have Mark tied to a contract, and he just kinda shrugs.
I think I'm entitled to more than a shrug when I need an answer to a simple legal question.
Is that what they taught you at those fancy northern boarding schools, Alice?
What, to ask questions? Yeah. She asks him again if Mark has an unbreakable contract with them.
Mr. Behringer is in a vice, tied hand and foot to a maze of undecipherable clauses.
The fuck is he talking about? Well, I guess talking in metaphors really churns her butter.
What am I going to do with you?
Tell me again about the undecipherable clauses. Meanwhile, back at Patty Sue's house, Jess asks how she keeps her plants looking so healthy and beautiful.
Milk.
I'm sorry, milk? I had to look this up to see if there was any truth to it, and there is! Milk can be very beneficial to plants, but you have to dilute it, otherwise it will just start to smell. So please don't just dump a cup of pure milk into your plants. Alice is home and lets them know that Bobby has cocktails for them in the lounge. It is clear that she and Patty Sue do not like each other, and they are not afraid to express it.
I think that I would find it very difficult to survive one day on God's good earth without a sip of this.
Acetone! Alice says she can't stay and needs to head back to the office.
Something's come up at work.
I just gotta bang something out real quick. Later that night, Bobby is working on writing a new song when there's a knock at the door. It's the new act he wants to write a song for, Brittany, and she looks like she's about to have a 1950s-style musical dream sequence with Frankie Avalon. He invites her in and plays the song he's been writing for her, and everything is going great until who the fuck is that? Meanwhile, Jess and Patty Sue reminisce about the good old times, with Patty Sue insisting that Jess once pulled a girl's ponytail during their reading class.
Don't you remember?
Remember? Oh yeah, that accent is starting to waver. Patty Sue then admits to Jess that she's feeling nervous about Bobby, claiming he's been really down.
Well, he's even said a few times that he thinks he'd be better off dead.
Meanwhile, Brittany rushes off to get back to the set of Happy Days, but is surprised by her boyfriend Garth, the peeping Tom from earlier. It turns out he is also a musician and wants Bobby to listen to his song, so he's using Brittany to butter him up a bit, going as far to suggest that she sleep with Bobby, but he also wants her for himself, I guess?
My truck's parked down the way.
We're in a truck right now, stupid. Jessica overhears Bobby fighting with someone and we're introduced to another musician named Conrad. Conrad is upset because Bobby bought all the rights to his songs and now he wants them back. Also, when I first saw this scene, I couldn't determine which character was which. Why do they look exactly the same? Oh good, a singing sequence. Now, Florence Henderson does sing and has been in a few Broadway musicals, though it is clear that country is not exactly her forte.
I didn't know I would go and break your heart.
Ugh, who wrote these lyrics?
Well, look in my eye.
Look in my eye? Look in just one of my eyes? Why? Ooh, that rhymed. See, I can write weird songs too. This song never seems to end, and the longer it goes, the more Patty Sue's vibrato intensifies.
Oh, it could be.
She finishes up and brings on the act Bobby was writing for, Brittany and her weird as fuck boyfriend Garth.
Why can't you leave me alone? 'Cause
What the hell is that?
That hat is way too confusing. I can't tell whether her hair is coming or going. Bobby is shocked when Brittany doesn't perform one of his songs. Wow, Garth is super into it. Realizing Garth's song is better than his, he decides to skip the after party and go back to his farmhouse, a dick move considering it was for his own wife's concert. Cut to the party and they have this giant photo of Patty Sue in the middle of the room and it makes it look like a memorial service. Jessica runs into Alice at the party and asks where Bobby is, and she tells her that her father hasn't been himself lately. She tells her he wrote Patty Sue a letter expressing how unhappy he is. Jess suggests that he may need professional help.
Daddy, admit he needs help? Never.
Wait, I got this. He wouldn't ask for help if he were a balloon standing in a sea of porcupines. Actually, these southern figures of speeches are harder than they seem. Patty Sue decides to head out early, leaving Jess at the party with a bunch of strangers. What a good friend! She overhears Alice and Preston having a spat in the hallway, then sees Alice just storm off, and unfortunately, she was Jess's ride. Wow, just look at her, having so much fun. After an hour passes, Alice comes back and apologizes, and you know it's never good when somebody randomly disappears for a while in Murder, She Wrote. She, Jess, and Billy Ray pile into the car and decide to check on Bobby at the farmhouse. So this guy is dead. Yeah, it's Bobby.
You better hurry. That bluish tinge on his nails looks like poison.
It's been 2 seconds, and Jess is already solving the crime. It doesn't stop here, however. Jess also gets word that Patty Sue has also been poisoned in her home.
It's lucky she ate a big bowl of ice cream first. It lined her stomach and probably saved her life.
Wait, ice cream can save you from poison? And you can douse your plants in milk? Is this episode sponsored by Big Dairy or something? At the hospital, Jess and Billy Ray are greeted by one of the worst detectives I've seen on this show, Lieutenant Jackson. He introduces himself, then starts singing.
I saw the sun a-setting.
Everyone looks bewildered, even the doctor.
Please excuse me, I have patients to attend to.
He tells Jess he's a big fan of Billy Ray and would like his autograph, and then starts to head out.
I guess I best be on my way. Places to go, people to see.
Oh god. Jess follows him, asking if they found anything at the crime scene. The poison was identified as strychnine, which is a highly toxic alkaloid often used as pesticide. While there have been some high-profile cases of strychnine homicide in the 1800s and early 1900s, you rarely hear of it being used today because it's easy to detect in someone's system. The more you know. The lieutenant invites Jess to the crime scene because there's just not a single brain cell under that there hat. Jessica looks in the tape recorder and finds it empty.
The tape is missing.
What tape?
Neil Diamond's greatest hits.
Bobby must have been recording something when someone broke in and poisoned him.
I just love Jess. She's solving the entire crime while this dum-dum inserts his mundane observations.
This is beginning to look sorta nasty.
I'm truly devastated, Alice.
Oh yeah, that guy. I nearly forgot about him. There's a lot of characters in this episode. My god, that blown-up photo of Patty Sue is now in Alice's office. It's possessed! Mark informs Alice that if Patty Sue dies, she inherits her dad's estate and the publishing rights to his music. Nice lamp. Anyway, Patty Sue is unconscious but alive at the hospital, having been saved by Rocky Road. Alice admits that she and Patty Sue didn't always see eye to eye, but now she's all she has left.
I mean, There's so much I want to tell her.
Like how much I hate her. Jess goes to talk to Lieutenant Jackson, who is busy not working on the case. He insists on singing his new song to her, and her reaction says it all.
Ah, doggone it.
I hate that guy.
He tells Jess he believes Patty Sue poisoned Bobby, then felt guilty and poisoned herself, but Jess insists that she would not commit suicide, and the detective is like, well, that's all I had, so back to songwriting.
Doggone it.
We then get a slightly out of character scene for Murder, She Wrote, where a person in black puts something in Patty Sue's IV. It's in complete silence, with only the heart rate monitor going. Unfortunately, the attempted killer trips on a cord and they are chased out. Again, the music is cut and all you can hear are the echoed footsteps in the parking lot. It's actually really good, though a little jarring compared to the otherwise corny nature of this show. Now here's where the episode really goes off the rails, and honestly, it's barely been hanging on to them this entire time. Alice is caught on the scene poisoning Patty Sue, even though she claims she didn't do it and is telling the truth.
No, I don't think so.
Gotta love those direct I don't think so answers from Jess, her signature response. Alice says she left the party for a while to clear her head, saying she went to visit her dad at the farmhouse, but when she got there, she found him dead on the floor. She found a piece of paper that looked like a suicide note next to a bottle of poison. Man, how does one get a bottle of strychnine? Asking for a friend. She realized that everything Bobby had would go to Patty Sue and she would get nothing, so she tried to make it look like a murder-suicide. She then went to Patty Sue's estate and poisoned her coffee.
I couldn't believe she'd survived the poison.
She wouldn't have if she hadn't eaten all that ice cream.
This episode brought to you by Ben & Jerry's. Here's the scoop. Never fear accidental or intentional poisoning again with ice cream. Remember, revenge is a dish best served cold and perfectly lining the stomach. The detective doesn't believe that Alice didn't also kill her dad, but she says she can prove it. She brings out the suicide note she found by the body. Jess takes the note and compares it to the one she got from Patty Sue, and she realizes their signature guitar logo had been ripped off the letter. Jess confronts Patty Sue in the hospital and brings up the fact that she had received a letter from Bobby, and she believes the suicide note is the second page of that letter. The original letter was him ending his relationship with Patty Sue for a younger woman, and the second part of it was just vague enough to reuse, I guess.
Can't lead this torn existence anymore. No longer makes sense to go on. Please try to understand. I hope I'm forgiven. Bobby.
Jess implores her to tell the truth. She was so distraught by his betrayal, she poisoned his bottle of liquor, which he has every night before he goes to bed. After he died, she set up the letter and the poison bottle. She noticed he was recording something before he died, likely working on a song.
I didn't want Bobby's death agony to be his last recording, so I took the tape with me and tossed it in the creek on the way home.
Gosh, how considerate.
It's almost funny, ain't it?
No, Jess tries to sympathize a little with them having been longtime friends.
Hey, cut that out. Singing the blues is my thing, and I do it real good.
Do you, though? The detective, who, to his credit, was correct about Bobby's death not being a suicide, escorts Jess to the airport. The entire case inspires him to write a song.
I had it right, but I got it wrong.
Okay, final thoughts. The more I thought about this episode, the more unhinged it became for me. There are so many characters that don't really do anything, like Preston, Brittany, Garth. Yeah, remember Garth? Why are there so many nothing characters in this episode? I need an update on Brittany and her weird hair fascinator. Also Conrad, we saw him for what, 2 seconds? I did enjoy the Nashville aesthetic of the episode, the big hair, the song numbers, all these sparklies that everyone is wearing, and I did get a good laugh from Florence Henderson's ever-changing southern accent. She's such a gem. Also very cool to have country western singers and actors guesting on this one. Makes it feel a little more authentic, but the more I think about the plot, the more my brain kind of throbs. I feel like Patty Sue and Alice's motives are just a little weak, though people on this show have been killed over much less. Jess's calm reaction to her friend being a murderer is also a little weird. Sometimes they write Jess as a no-nonsense, believing in justice type of character, and sometimes she apologizes to the murderer for everything they've gone through.
I am so sorry.
Stop it.
I also couldn't stop thinking about the fact that this was probably premeditated murder. Patty Sue had already gotten the breakup letter from Bobby before Jess even got there. Did she seriously plan on killing her husband while Jess was there? Why? Let me know what you thought about this episode, and if there's one you are just dying to see me cover, please let me know in the comments. Almost all of my reviews come from user suggestions. Until next time, happy sleuthing. Hey everyone, thanks again for watching my video on Ballad for a Blue Lady. I hope you got a few chortles from it. If you want to see more from me, I have plenty to offer on this channel, but first I want to shout out my patrons, for if not for them, I wouldn't be able to keep reviewing bonkers episodes of Murder, She Wrote. If you want to support me and connect with other Fletcher fans, consider joining my campaign, and if not, there's a link in the description below to other ways you can follow and support me. If you want to see more from me, here's a few suggestions on the screen. On the right is the last episode of That Time on Murder, She Wrote, a truly insane episode if I do say so myself, and on the left is a breakdown of a crazy episode of The X-Files. Thanks again for watching, and as always, I'll see you in the next one.